When Boruto The Next Generation was first announced, I had my reservations. Naruto was such an important series to me, and Boruto struggled to establish his own identity, often overshadowed by the legacy of Naruto, feeling more like filler content. One of the primary issues with Boruto The Next Generation was its over-reliance on nostalgia and the legacy of the predecessor, Naruto. The series struggled to carve out its own identity, constantly bringing back characters like Naruto and Sasuke and the older generation of ninjas. While it was exciting to bring back familiar faces, it often felt like they were the crunches of the story. Instead of allowing Boruto and his peers to shine, the manga frequently leaned on the past, making it difficult for the new generation to stand on their own. Another flaw in the manga was its pacing. Boruto had an inconsistent flow, with many sections dragging on without any significant progress. Filler-like arcs that added little to the overall plot bogged down the story, while key events often felt rushed or underdeveloped. This uneven pacing made it difficult for me to stay invested into the narrative, especially when it felt like the stakes weren't clearly defined or when the focus shifted between unimportant side plots. The character development in Boruto was another weak point for me. While Naruto excelled at creating deep, multi-dimensional characters with evolving arcs, Boruto struggled to do the same for its cast. Boruto himself, for much of the manga, came off as bratty or ungrateful, making it hard for me to sympathize with him. That also goes for the villains. The lack of impact the villains had also hurt the manga. In Naruto, the antagonists were complex and often had compelling backstories and motivations, like Pain or Madara. In contrast, Boruto introduced villains that felt one-dimensional, or lacked the depth necessary to be memorable. While threats like the Udasuki clan were supposed to be significant, their motivations and personalities paled into comparison to what the villains in Naruto were, making them less engaging as antagonists. I think my problem truly is that I wanted a sequel to Naruto, and Boruto did not give me that. And honestly, there's no one to blame but myself. I need to look at Boruto as his own series. But I must say, 2 Blue Vortex surprised me. It took what Boruto The Next Generation lacked and turned it into its strength, allowing the series to evolve into a worthy successor. Ultimately, I was wrong for judging Boruto before giving it the time to truly shine. If you're new here, my name is Yuno, and now you know. If you enjoyed this video at any point, leaving a like would be appreciated. If you want to see more, feel free to kick back, stay a while, and hit the subscribe button. Now onto the video. 2 Blue Vortex has succeeded by shifting away from its reliance. The narrative already took bold steps in Naruto The Next Generation by removing Naruto and Sasuke from the spotlight. This decision was controversial for many fans because the 2 iconic characters were the heart and soul of Naruto. But in their absence, Boruto is allowed to shine now. No longer is he the son of the 7th Hokage, he now carries the weight of the story, and this shift has done wonders to his character development. Boruto has significantly matured. No longer is he the bratty kid burdened by his father's shadow, he has become a fully realized character with his own struggles and motivation. This was something solely missing where his development felt stunted by the proximity of Naruto's legacy. By pushing Naruto out the immediate story, the series allowed Boruto to grow on his own. The time skip was a brilliant narrative move. Time skips often breathe new life into a series, but here it was especially needed. It gave the story a fresh start, allowing characters to grow off screen in ways that made them more complex and interesting. Boruto in particular returned more mature, more capable, more driven, allowing him to stand out as a character independently. Honestly, everything that I wanted in an adult Naruto, I got in this. The series elevates the stakes. Too often, the series felt safe, with few real consequences for the characters. The threats feel more real, the consequences are more dire, and the world seems more dangerous. The stakes have been raised significantly, and with Boruto now the key focus, it feels like there's more on the line. A key factor in this success is the ability to balance nostalgia with innovation. While it still honors its roots, it doesn't lean on them as a crunch. This is a significant improvement over Boruto The Next Generation, which too often relied on familiar faces and callbacks to keep fans interested. The supporting cast also feels a little bit more fleshed out. Characters like Sarada or Mitsuki, who were often sidelined in Boruto The Next Generation, now play a pivotal role. Their growth and development adds layers to the story, making it feel like a true ensemble rather than Boruto's journey. Kawaki in particular has become a standout character for me. His evolution from antagonist to a complex anti-hero makes him one of the most interesting characters in the series. His connection to Boruto drives much of the story, and their conflicts and ideals create a dynamic that gives the series its emotional weight. One of the greatest strengths of Naruto was his complex and memorable villains, from Orochimaru to Pain to Madara. Boruto The Next Generation fell flat when it came to antagonists. While 2 Blue Vortex has improved in many areas, it still struggles with giving villains the depth and personality they needed to make them more compelling. I'll admit it's still early, but the one villain I am interested in is Ryu. While posing significant threats, they lack the emotional depth or backstory that made the Naruto Road Gallery so iconic. Characters like Code, who should be compelling, feel one-dimensional in comparison to the past antagonists. This is one area in Two Blue Vortex that could benefit from more time and more effort in fleshing out his own enemies. That said, it compensates its villain problem with its focus on the interpersonal relationships of its core cast. Boruto's stained relationship with Kawaki, Mitsuki's stained relationship with Boruto and Kawaki, Shikamaru being the Hokage. These are just some examples that makes it feel a lot more compelling. The tension between them, built upon their different power views and responsibility, adds layers of depth that was foreshadowed in Boruto The Next Generation. Although it has taken more time than I would have liked, Boruto has now interested me into wanting more from the series. It has become a great successor to Naruto by embracing what made the series so great, while also forging its own path. While it still has areas to improve, particularly in its villains, the series has shown that it can stand on its own. Removing Naruto and Sasuke from the spotlight allowed Boruto and The Next Generation to grow. The improved pacing, the world building, and the character development had made it far more engaging than the story I initially expected. But let me know down below, are there any Boruto fans out there? And if you guys would like me to do reactions to the chapters, let me know. I really enjoyed this last chapter with Boruto and Kawaki talking. I honestly think that was the best chapter we gotten so far in the series. But if you guys want to see more, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification, that way you'll know when it's out. If you liked the video, give it a like. If not, give it a dislike, doesn't really matter to me. If you want to see more of me, catch me out on Twitter at If You Know You Know, and until then, you know where to find you know.